The sun rises over Austin, Texas, painting the city in golden light and promising a new day. But as the city awakens, that same light reveals a reality many choose to ignore, a crisis hiding in plain sight. Beneath the roar of traffic, tents and makeshift shelters line the sidewalks. Here, families, veterans, and children wake up not to comfort, but to uncertainty, struggling to survive another day. This isn't a distant tragedy unfolding somewhere else. It's here, in America, in the heart of Texas, our own backyard. Every single day, thousands of people face hunger, fear, and the constant threat of being forgotten. We pass them on our way to work or school, maybe feeling a pang of guilt, but most of us keep moving, caught up in our own routines. For those living in these camps, homelessness isn't just a problem to solve. It's the reality they wake up to every morning. Imagine having no door to lock at night, no bed to rest in, no kitchen to prepare a meal. The basics we take for granted are out of reach. For over 27,000 Texans, this is daily life. They are veterans who once served our country, families devastated by crisis, and youth with nowhere to go, forced to grow up too soon on the streets. They are our neighbors living in crisis, often invisible, hidden in plain sight among us. This isn't just about charity. It's about dignity, justice, and the right to be seen and heard. When a child does homework on the pavement, using the curb as a desk, or an elderly woman must choose between buying food or medicine, it's clear that something in our society is deeply broken. This story isn't just about showing you the problem or stirring sympathy. It's about seeing the people behind the statistics, recognizing their humanity, their hopes, and their struggles. Why does this happen in a state as wealthy as Texas, where prosperity and poverty exist side by side? The question is, what would you do if this was your reality, if you or your loved ones had nowhere else to turn? Will we keep looking away, pretending not to see, or will we finally open our eyes and our hearts? The crisis is silent, but it's everywhere, woven into the fabric of our cities, our neighborhoods, our lives. It's time to face it, to acknowledge the pain and the potential for change. It's time to ask, what will we do as individuals and as a community to bring hope and dignity back to those living in the shadows? Texas is often hailed as an economic powerhouse, its booming cities, major corporations, and endless opportunities drawing people from across the country in search of a better life. The state's rapid growth and thriving industries have made it a symbol of American prosperity. But beneath the headlines and glittering skylines, a darker and more complex story quietly unfolds. As prosperity grows, so does the cost of living, with housing prices and rents soaring to new heights. In cities like Austin, rent is now out of reach for many, even for those working full-time jobs or juggling multiple gigs just to get by. The so-called Texas miracle leaves thousands behind, unable to afford even the most basic shelter or security. The state's limited safety net and chronically underfunded services mean that many have nowhere to turn when crisis strikes. Despite impressive economic growth, the most vulnerable, seniors, people with disabilities and families, remain unprotected and at risk. The gap between rich and poor continues to widen, gleaming towers and luxury cars on one side, tent cities and hardship on the other. This stark paradox challenges the very core of Texas's identity and the values it claims to uphold. How can so much visible wealth exist side by side with so much visible poverty, often just steps apart? The prosperity that draws new residents and businesses here is, ironically, also driving many longtime Texans into homelessness and uncertainty. It's a crisis hidden in plain sight, woven into the fabric of everyday life in Texas's most vibrant cities. To truly understand this crisis, we must look beyond statistics and see the faces behind the numbers. Each person you pass on the street has a story, a history, and a hope for something better. Maria, a single mother in Houston, lost her job after her son's illness. With nowhere else to go, her family now lives in their car, surrounded by the few belongings they could carry. I tell my kids it's a camping trip, she says, trying to shield them from the harsh reality. But they know the truth. Every night she worries about their safety and their future. David, a veteran, battles PTSD and homelessness in San Antonio, struggling to find stability after serving his country. I fought for my country, but it feels like my country forgot me. His words echo the pain of many veterans who face similar struggles. These stories are everywhere. Families, veterans, children, and the elderly, all swept up by forces beyond their control. Each day, more people join their ranks, often through no fault of their own. The Texas Homeless Network reports families with children are the fastest growing homeless group, a trend that is both alarming and heartbreaking. Children sleep in cars, parks, and shelters, their education and health at risk, their childhoods interrupted by uncertainty and fear. Elderly Texans, after a lifetime of work, find themselves on the street as rents soar and affordable housing disappears. These are not failures of character, but failures of our system, a system that too often leaves people behind. Homelessness is not a choice. It's a catastrophe that can strike anyone at any time. Each person has a name, a story, and a dream for a better life. Their hopes are as real and valid as anyone else's. They are not just the homeless, they are Maria, David, and thousands more, each with their own journey and struggles. Their stories demand to be seen and heard, not ignored or dismissed. This crisis is personal, not abstract. It touches real people, real families, and real lives every single day. It could happen to anyone. No one is immune to sudden misfortune or unexpected hardship. The line between stability and homelessness is thinner than we think, and it can vanish in an instant. We must look beyond stereotypes and see the individuals behind the labels. We must see the humanity in every person, recognizing their dignity and worth. These stories are a call to action. The question is, will we answer or will we turn away? Why is homelessness surging in Texas now? The affordable housing crisis is at the core. Demand skyrockets, supply lags, prices soar, waiting lists for subsidized housing stretch for years. One emergency can push a family onto the streets. Wages haven't kept up with costs. Even full-time workers can't afford rent. Mental health and addiction services are underfunded, leaving many without support. People self-medicate, trapped in a cycle of illness and homelessness. Re-entry systems fail those leaving prison, foster care, or the military. No ID, no job, no home. Employers and landlords hesitate to give second chances. Young adults aging out of foster care are left alone, vulnerable. These systemic failures create a direct pipeline to the streets. The crisis is not accidental. It's the result of choices and neglect. Amid the crisis, hope emerges from those fighting back. Houston's Housing First model gives people homes first, then support, proving stability is possible. Charities and faith groups run shelters, soup kitchens, and outreach, providing lifelines daily. Volunteers deliver blankets in winter, water in summer, small acts that save lives. Austin's Community First Village offers tiny homes and a supportive community for the chronically homeless. Mobile clinics bring healthcare directly to encampments. People with lived experience are raising their voices, demanding policy change. Nonprofits lobby for more housing, better wages, and mental health funding. These efforts show solutions are possible. Compassion and creativity are making a difference, but the need is overwhelming. These efforts, though vital, are not enough. For every person helped, more fall into homelessness. Shelters are full, food banks stretched thin, volunteers exhausted. Most programs treat symptoms, not causes. Without affordable housing, living wages, and robust mental health care, the cycle continues. Some cities criminalize homelessness, pushing people further into the shadows. This punishes poverty instead of solving it. What's needed is a coordinated, statewide commitment, public and private investment, systemic change. Until then, these heroic efforts remain a drop in the ocean. The crisis demands more. Now, the question is for you. When you see someone in need, do you look away or see a fellow human? Change begins with empathy. Imagine if it were your family. The homeless are part of our community, not outsiders. See them, acknowledge their humanity, replace judgment with compassion. You can volunteer, donate, or assemble care kits. Use your voice. Talk about the issue, share stories, write to your representatives. Demand leaders prioritize housing and mental health, not criminalization. Vote for compassionate solutions. Every action, big or small, matters. Your voice, joined with others, can't be ignored. The first step is caring. What will you do? We are in a war, not with weapons, but against poverty and indifference. The homeless fight daily battles: heat, cold, hunger, fear. Many of us can look away, they cannot. The toll is devastating. Life expectancy for the chronically homeless is just 50. The economic cost is staggering. Emergency care and policing far exceed the cost of housing. Permanent supportive housing is both compassionate and fiscally responsible. We pay a high price for inaction. Are we bystanders, or will we join the fight? This is our problem, a test of our values. A society is judged by how it treats its most vulnerable. On Texas's streets, we are failing. We can't ignore this war any longer. The human cost is too high. We've shined a light on a crisis too long ignored. The picture is grim, but hope begins with caring. Let your heart break for the mother in her car, the veteran under a bridge. Empathy fuels action. Don't turn away. Let this be a turning point. Start a conversation, share this story, support a local organization. No act of compassion is too small. Every ripple matters. Show someone they are seen, that they matter. This is more than a story. It's a mission. If you believe in dignity for all, join us. Follow our work, subscribe, share our message, be part of a community that refuses to accept homelessness as normal. Together, we can turn the tide. It starts now. It starts with you.